Yo, what's good, Jets Nation? This is Jets Media, and in this video, I'll just be going over all of the recent cuts that Joe Douglas has made so far in training camp. Guys like Quincy Enunwa, Brian Winters, Trenton Cannon, and amongst others. So I'll just be breaking down the cuts and give you guys my thoughts on that. And before I get into the video, I just want to mention, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. I'm posting daily Jets content, and I'm really excited to bring you guys content when the season starts, hopefully. And if you guys are interested in my sports podcast, mostly Jets and all New York sports, Loyal Media Sports Podcast, I'll leave the link in the description down below. With that being said, let's jump right into it. So yesterday, Brian Winters was the first man to get cut. This was a really expected move for the New York Jets 2 or 3 months ago, in my opinion. When I went into this offseason, I looked at Brian Winters as a potential cut target right away because if we cut him, we freed up $7.2 million in cap space. Brian Winters was a really long tenured Jet, but he was never really that good. I liked his energy. I liked his toughness because he played through injuries. He wasn't soft, and he was a tough guy. And I really liked his gritty, and he solidified that right guard position for a long time for the Jets. But he always was the one that had the holding penalties to bring the ball back. He was just really battled penalties. That was his biggest issue with the Jets. And it was time for a new offensive lineman. You know, Greg Van Roten's in here. We have a lot of new depth. It's time to really just clean slate 2020. We just need new guys in the locker room on this team. And I feel like Joe Douglas is doing that exact thing. So this was a really expected move. The only unexpected thing about this was, why did he wait till August? Maybe he came into training camp and Joe Douglas saw Brian Winters, maybe he wasn't in shape, or maybe he was battling an injury, or maybe Joe Douglas is trying to free up cap space because with CJ Mosley opting out, we saved another $10 million in cap space. So maybe he's trying to make a splash signing like Jadeveon Clowney. I don't expect that. I know they're not interested in Jadeveon or Logan Ryan, but maybe Joe Douglas is trying to get cap space to roll over into next offseason so he can really be flexible. So Brian Winters is gone. I expected this move to happen already, and I'm pretty happy because going into training camp without cutting Brian Winters, I was his head scratcher. My Joe Douglas, why are you keeping Brian Winters around? And then, okay, maybe he wants depth, but no, he finally cut him, and that does it for Brian Winters. The next man that got cut, which is pretty upsetting to me, Quincy Enunwa. Quincy Enunwa, man, one of my favorite Jets of all time. I'm a young Jets fan, so I haven't watched the Jets. I've been watching the Jets since like 2007, 2008. I just love Quincy Enunwa because he was a different type of wide receiver. He was like a tight end playing the wide receiver position, and whenever he got the ball, he was just so physical. He was a downhill runner. It was really tough to bring him down, and he had breakaway speed at a really low-key rate. Like, he was not known as a really fast guy, but when he got in that open space, he would just take off for a touchdown. And it's really unfortunate what happened to Quincy. I know injuries really held him back, and I feel like if he did not battle injuries, he would be a huge factor on this Jets team for the next couple of years. And it's really unfortunate because the Jets do lack depth at the wide receiver position, so he would have really helped out this year's team, especially last year as well. And it's just unfortunate. I wish nothing but the best for Quincy Enunwa. This was a move that had to happen. He just has a career-ending type of injury. We don't even know if he's going to be suiting up to play. I hope Quincy Enunwa can heal and suit up and play for another team in the NFL, because I will be rooting for him whatever team he goes to, because I just love Quincy as a person. He's genuine. He was always did the right thing off the field. He was always a leader. And that 2015 team, when it was him, Brandon Marshall, and Eric Decker, those three wide receivers were just so excellent. And Marshall and Decker had over 1,000 yards, and then Quincy was right behind them with like 600, 700, something like that. It was just an overall good Jets football team. And ever since then, I'm just like, wow, Quincy Enunwa has potential to really have a good career with the Jets. And unfortunately, he got held back due to injuries. Like I said, I wish nothing but the best for Quincy. Really heartbreaking that he has to go, but it had to happen. Trenton Cannon is another guy that got cut. Not a big name. He was a late-round pick out of, I forgot which college, but he was in a small school, Division II school, I'm pretty sure. He's running back, and it was a Mike McCagnon pick. He never really did anything good for the Jets. He was a special teams guy, fourth on the depth chart at the running back spot. The only thing about him that I liked was his speed. Everything else was just too raw. He didn't have the vision. He didn't have good footwork. He just had breakaway speed, and it seemed like he can never get to the open field to even break away. So this was a no-brainer at that running back spot. Now we have guys like Le'Veon Bell, Frank Gore, LaMichael Pirine, and Josh Adams. So he didn't really fit on this roster. So that was not a head-scratching move. So yeah, those are the three big cuts so far. There are probably more cuts heading into training camp when it really begins. So I'll be breaking down exactly what's going on. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for all the latest New York Jets news. And that does it for this video. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Let's go Jets. Peace.